What if I told you that most people fail not because they lack motivation, but because they wait for it? You've seen it, maybe even lived it. You wake up, you're tired. You tell yourself you'll start fresh tomorrow. You scroll, you postpone, you promise. But deep down, you know, you didn't need motivation. You needed movement. You needed discipline. Chapter 50 of the Tao Te Ching, Exiting Life, We Enter Death. The followers of life are 3 out of 10. The followers of death are 3 out of 10. In the lives of the people, the dying grounds on which they are agitated are also 3 out of 10. What is the reason? Because of the seriousness with which they take life as life. It has been said that those who maintain life well do not meet rhinos or tigers on land and do not arm themselves in war. There is no way for rhinos to gore them. There is no way for tigers to claw them. There is no way for weapons to get at them. Why? Because they have no dying ground. This chapter of the Tao Te Ching doesn't come gently. It's not a whisper. It's a warning. It tells us plainly, 3 out of 10 are walking towards life. 3 out of 10 are walking towards death. And 3 more? They're just agitated, burning up their life force through overexertion, overthinking, or overattachment. Why? Because they take life too seriously. And here's the strange twist. Those who understand life don't cling to it. And those who don't cling live longer, live better. Not because they're reckless, but because they're rooted. Because they've trained themselves not to be swayed by every little thing that comes and goes. They've stopped reacting and started responding. They live by discipline, not by desire. And that's what we're here to explore. The man who waited for the perfect wave. There was once a young surfer who moved to a small town in Bali. He'd seen YouTube videos of perfect barrels, turquoise waves curling like nature's sculpture. He told himself, "I'm only going out when the conditions are perfect. That's when I'll shine." Every morning he'd check the wind, the tide, the swell size, the direction. If the conditions weren't ideal, he'd stay on the shore. Meanwhile, an old local man, easily in his 70s, paddled out every morning at sunrise. No matter what, choppy seas, flat water, crowded or empty, it didn't matter. 6 months later, the young surfer was still watching forecasts, still waiting, still stuck. The old man? He was flowing, falling, adjusting, learning, getting better every day. When asked about it, the old man smiled and said, "If I only practice when it's perfect, I never prepare for the days that aren't. If I want to ride the great wave, I have to befriend the small ones." And just like that, he summed up this Tao lesson. The Taoist. Perspective. Life isn't meant to be mastered, it's meant to be lived. Chapter 50 of the Tao Te Ching says, "Those who maintain life well do not meet rhinos or tigers on land and do not arm themselves in war." Why? Because they have no dying ground. Now, this doesn't mean you become immortal. It means you stop walking through life as if you're constantly in danger. You stop seeing every challenge as a threat to your worth. You stop living in fear of failure, pain, or discomfort. And that shift from fear to presence requires discipline. Not rigid, punishing control, but cultivated, anchored practice. You don't build this by waiting for perfect moments. You build it by creating a consistent rhythm, even in imperfect ones. Discipline over motivation. Let's get clear on this. Motivation is unreliable. It fades. It's emotion-based. It's dependent on mood, energy, and even the weather. Discipline is a system. It doesn't care if you feel like it. It shows up regardless. When we live by motivation, we constantly bargain with ourselves. I'll go to the gym if I feel good. I'll meditate if I'm not too tired. I'll write when inspiration hits. But when we live by discipline, the story changes. This is what I do, no matter how I feel. Discipline simplifies your inner world. It silences the debate. And in that silence, something remarkable happens. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to embody peace, not chase it. The hidden danger of taking life too seriously. Lao Tzu writes, "The reason people get hurt is because they take life too seriously." Sounds odd, right? We're told to take life seriously, to plan, to hustle, to control. But when we grip too tightly, we fracture. We become agitated, reactive, exhausted. What if the secret was to practice life, not possess it? To move through your day like a surfer, not controlling the waves, but reading them, riding them, responding with presence. The most disciplined people don't seem uptight, they seem calm, because their life isn't ruled by urgency. It's ruled by flow, ritual, rhythm, and responsibility. The Yielding Warrior Framework. Here's where the Yielding Warrior philosophy integrates beautifully. In the Yielding Warrior method, we practice 3 primary disciplines. 1. Ritual practice, the non-negotiables, breath, stillness, movement, anchoring into self. 2. Reset practice, the real-time recalibration, standing meditation in chaos, a conscious breath before a hard conversation. 3. Philosophical practice, the mindset, choosing to interpret setbacks as signals, seeing adversity as fuel. And this all hinges on one powerful shift. Stop seeking motivation. Start honoring rhythm. 3. Simple disciplines to build this week. Let's bring this home. Here are 3 practices you can begin immediately to shift from motivation-based living to discipline-based mastery. 1. Non-negotiable morning ritual, 10 minutes. Before you look at your phone, before the world grabs your attention. 1 minute of breath awareness. 3 minutes of light movement, Tai Chi, Qigong, stretching. 5 minutes of sitting or standing meditation in silence. Do this for 7 days, no excuses. Then reevaluate how you feel. 2. Midday reset ritual, 2-3 minutes. Set a timer on your phone. At a certain time daily, say 2 p.m., pause. Drop your weight into the floor. Take 3 deep breaths. Observe your inner state without judgment. This prevents momentum from becoming mindlessness. 3. Evening reflection, 5 minutes. Write down 1 win from the day, no matter how small. 1 moment you could have responded with more presence. 1 commitment for tomorrow. Discipline is built in the daily review, not the random aha moments. The monk and the boulder. A student once came to a Taoist monk and said, "Master, how do I gain discipline?" The monk walked the student to a boulder. He handed him a spoon and said, "Start moving this." The student laughed. "That's impossible." The monk said, "That's what you tell yourself every day. But if you tap that rock with this spoon every day, the surface will wear. The shape will change. You will learn something about both the rock and yourself." Discipline doesn't move mountains in a day. It changes your nature so the mountains don't matter as much. If this message resonates, here's your challenge. Choose 1 ritual. Commit to it for the next 7 days. Don't wait for motivation. Don't look for perfect conditions. Just move the spoon every day. And if you're ready to deepen your practice and join others doing the same, check out our 81-day challenge. It's a perfect on-ramp for cultivating calm, strength, and focus. 1 breath, 1 saying, 1 silent moment at a time. Drop a comment below with your chosen ritual. Let's hold each other accountable. The Tao isn't walked alone.